Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Subka Kaul with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches customized crash course program for COVID-19 frontline workers. 1 lakh COVID warriors to be trained in 6 customized job roles in 2 to 3 months. Government is committed to provide COVID-19 vaccine to everyone free of cost, says Prime Minister. Vaccination coverage to be expanded from 21st June. National COVID-19 recovery rate increases to 96.03%. Daily recoveries outnumber new cases for the 36th consecutive day. Over 26.89 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far. In Jharkhand, Delta plus variant of coronavirus found in several patients. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of tuberculosis-free India will be achieved by 2025. Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari says government aims to reduce road accident deaths by 50% by 2024. Iranians are voting to elect the president today. And in cricket, the inaugural World Test Championship final between India and New Zealand to be held at Southampton this afternoon. AIR and DD will telecast it live. And Japan's Naomi Osaka will not play at Wimbledon this year but will return in time for the Tokyo Olympics. As many states are relaxing lockdown norms, we advise our listeners not to lower their guard as the COVID-19 pandemic remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene and get vaccinated. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the government is committed to provide free-of-cost COVID-19 vaccine to everyone. He said vaccination coverage will be expanded from the upcoming 21st of June.
21 जून से जो टीकाकरण अभियान शुरू हो रहा है उससे जुड़ी अनेक गाइडलाइंस जारी की गई है। अब 18 साल से ऊपर के साथियों को वही सुविधा मिलेगी जो अभी तक 45 साल से ऊपर के हमारे महानुभावों को मिल रही थी। केंद्र सरकार हर देशवासी को मुफ्त टीका लगाने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है।
Talking about the changing nature of the coronavirus and the country's resilience to deal with this infectious disease, Mr. Modi said the COVID-19 pandemic has helped in developing a robust medical infrastructure in the country. He said this pandemic has helped the government, science, society, institutions and individuals to expand their capabilities. He stressed on creating medical infrastructure in the country to deal with the growing challenge of the mutant coronavirus.
मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का जो बड़ा नेटवर्क आज भारत में बना है वो काम अब भी चल रहा है और वो इसी का परिणाम है। आज देश के दूर सुदूर में अस्पतालों तक वेंटिलेटर्स, ऑक्सीजन कंसंट्रेटर्स पहुंचाने का भी तेज गति से प्रयास किया जा रहा है। 1,500 से ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन प्लांट्स बनाने का काम युद्ध स्तर पर जारी है और हिंदुस्तान के हर जिले में पहुंचने का एक भगीरथ प्रयास है।
He said new AIIMS, medical colleges and nursing colleges have been set up in the last few years. He said millions of youths are required to expand the medical infrastructure in the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today launched a customized crash course program for COVID-19 frontline workers. With the launch, the program has commenced in 111 training centers spread over 26 states.
देश के टॉप एक्सपर्ट्स ने क्रैश कोर्स डिजाइन किया है। आज 6 नए कस्टमाइज्ड कोर्स लॉन्च किए जा रहे हैं। नर्सिंग से जुड़ा सामान्य काम हो, होम केयर हो, क्रिटिकल केयर में मदद हो, सैंपल कलेक्शन हो, मेडिकल टेक्नीशियन हो, नए नए उपकरणों की ट्रेनिंग हो, इसके लिए युवाओं को तैयार किया जा रहा है। इसमें नए युवाओं की स्किलिंग भी होगी और जो पहले से इस प्रकार से काम में ट्रेंड हो चुके हैं उनकी अपस्किलिंग भी होगी।
Highlighting the importance of this skill development program, Mr. Modi said unprecedented efforts are being made to create a large pool of trained healthcare workers in the country.
इन प्रयासों के बीच एक स्किल्ड मैन पावर का बड़ा पूल होना, उस पूल में नए लोग जुड़ते रहना, ये भी उतना ही जरूरी है। इसी को देखते हुए कोरोना से लड़ रही वर्तमान फोर्स को सपोर्ट करने के लिए देश में करीब 1 लाख युवाओं को ट्रेन करने का लक्ष्य रखा गया है। ये कोर्स 2-3 महीने में ही पूरा हो जाएगा, इसलिए ये लोग तुरंत काम के लिए उपलब्ध भी हो जाएंगे और एक ट्रेंड सहायक के रूप में वर्तमान व्यवस्था को काफी कुछ सहायता देंगे, उनका बोझ हल्का करेंगे।
The Prime Minister said the customized crash course program for COVID-19 frontline workers will provide skill training to over 1 lakh youths in the country, and the training will open new job opportunities for youths.
ये वायरस हमारे बीच अभी भी है और जब तक ये इसके म्यूटेड होने की संभावना भी बनी हुई है, इसलिए हर इलाज, हर सावधानी के साथ साथ आने वाली चुनौतियों से निपटने के लिए हमें देश की तैयारियों को और ज्यादा बढ़ाना होगा। इसी लक्ष्य के साथ आज देश में 1 लाख फ्रंटलाइन कोरोना वॉरियर्स तैयार करने का महाअभियान शुरू हो रहा है।
Talking about the importance of skill, reskill and upskill of the healthcare workers, the Prime Minister said expanding skills is the need of the hour. He said a dynamic system is required with a speedy change in technologies.
स्किल, रीस्किल और अपस्किल, ये मंत्र कितना महत्वपूर्ण है, ये कोरोना काल ने फिर सिद्ध किया है। हेल्थ सेक्टर के लोग स्किल तो है थे ही, उन्होंने कोरोना से निपटने के लिए बहुत कुछ नया सीखा भी, यानी एक तरह से उन्होंने खुद को रिस्किल किया। इसके साथ ही उनमें जो स्किल पहले थी उसका भी उन्होंने विस्तार किया। बदलती परिस्थितियों के अनुसार अपनी स्किल को अपग्रेड या वैल्यू एडिशन करना, ये अपस्किलिंग है और समय की यही मांग है।
Appreciating the role of ASHA, ANM and healthcare workers posted in rural dispensaries, Mr. Modi said they have made a significant contribution from prevention of infection to the administration of vaccines.
हमारे आशा, एएनएम, आंगनवाड़ी और गांव-गांव में डिस्पेंसरियों में तैनात हमारे स्वास्थ्य कर्मी संक्रमण को रोकने से लेकर दुनिया के सबसे बड़े टीकाकरण अभियान तक में बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रहे हैं। मौसम की स्थितियां, भौगोलिक परिस्थिति कितनी भी विपरीत हो, ये साथी एक देशवासी के सुरक्षा के लिए दिन रात जुटे हुए हैं। 21 जून से देश में टीकाकरण अभियान का विस्तार हो रहा है, उसे भी हमारे ये सारे साथी बहुत ताकत दे रहे हैं, बहुत ऊर्जा दे रहे हैं।
India's active COVID caseload has declined to 7,98,656. The active caseload is less than 8 lakh after 73 days. The Health Ministry said India reported 62,480 new cases in the last 24 hours. A total of 88,977 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. This has taken the total recoveries across the country so far to over 2,85,80,000. Recovery rate has increased to 96.03% and daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 36th consecutive day. The weekly positivity rate remains below 5% and is currently at 3.8%. Daily positivity rate is at 3.24%, which is less than 5% for 11 consecutive days. A total of 1,587 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to over 3,83,000. Testing capacity has been substantially ramped up and 38.71 crore tests have been conducted in total. Over 26.89 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that more than 2,58 lakh COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered to the beneficiaries. The ministry has said the central government has provided over 27,90 lakh COVID vaccine doses to states and union territories so far. The ministry has assured that over 19,95,000 vaccine doses will be provided to states and union territories within the next 3 days.
Madhya Pradesh reported 145 new cases of COVID-19, while the positivity rate has come down to 0.1%. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
The number of active cases has come down to 2,984, while 404 patients have recovered from infection. The weekly positivity rate has come down to less than 1% in 51 districts of the state. Only Bhopal district has a weekly positivity rate of 1.1%. No new cases have been reported in 22 districts, while Bhind and Burhanpur districts of the state have become corona-free. There is neither any new case of corona nor any active case present. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Bihar, over 1,23 lakh people have been vaccinated for COVID in the state so far. Out of these, 32,67,000 people are from the age group of 18 to 44 years. Meanwhile, the state's recovery rate has risen to over 98%, while the test positivity rate has declined to below 1%. The number of active cases is also decreasing and presently stands at 3,803. Over 7 lakh people have recovered from the infection so far. In all, 385 fresh cases were reported in the state during the last 24 hours, and 568 people recovered yesterday.
In Jharkhand, samples of Delta Plus variant of coronavirus have been found in several patients, which has increased the possibility of third wave of COVID-19 pandemic in the state very soon. The samples collected during the COVID-19 testing has been sent for genome sequencing at ISL Bhubaneswar. Health Secretary Arun Kumar Singh has requested Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR to provide genome sequencing machine for Jharkhand so that determination of mutant strains of COVID-19 virus can be detected at the earliest. Presently, it takes 30 days time for the reports to come. Dr. Manoj Kumar, head of microbiology department in Rajendra Institute of Medical Sciences, told AIR News that they are yet to determine the transmission rate of the Delta Plus variant of coronavirus, which will be established once the reports are received from ISL Bhubaneswar. The Delta Plus variant of coronavirus can be more dangerous, added Dr. Kumar. In the Union Territory of Puducherry, COVID-19 positive cases have shown a declining trend for the last few days, with 353 new cases reported today. A report from our Puducherry correspondent.
So far, 12,08,489 tests conducted, of which 10,38,858 results turned negative. The recovery rate touched to 94.89% and the case fatality rate is 1.50%. Meanwhile, the 4-day special vaccination festival for the age group of 18 to 44 kicked off on 16th gets overwhelming response. On the first day, 13,525 persons, and the second day yesterday, 15,123 persons administered vaccines. Today, the session is going on. It will continue till tomorrow. 100 session sites are arranged across the regions for the smooth conduct of the vaccination festival. Chandramohan, AR News, Puducherry.
Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of tuberculosis-free India will be achieved by 2025. He was chairing a high-level meet yesterday with corporates to discuss voluntary crowdfunding for treatment of patients suffering from rare diseases. Dr. Harshvardhan said TB will be eliminated in the same expeditious manner as polio.
जिस प्रकार से भारत ने चेचक और पोलियो जैसी बीमारी को जड़ से समाप्त किया, उसी प्रकार से हम दुनिया के 2030 के लक्ष्य से 5 साल पहले अपने प्रधानमंत्री के आह्वान पर 2025 तक पूरे देश से टीबी जैसी बीमारी को भी हम एलिमिनेट करना चाहते हैं.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches customized crash course program for COVID-19 frontline workers. 1 lakh COVID warriors to be trained in 6 customized job roles in 2 to 3 months. Government is committed to provide COVID-19 vaccine to everyone free of cost, says Prime Minister. Vaccination coverage to be expanded from 21st June. National COVID-19 recovery rate increases to 96.03%. Daily recoveries outnumber new cases for the 36th consecutive day. Over 26.89 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far. In Jharkhand, Delta plus variant of coronavirus found in several patients. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of tuberculosis-free India will be achieved by 2025. Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari says government aims to reduce road accident deaths by 50% by 2024. Iranians are voting to elect president today. And in cricket, the inaugural World Test Championship final between India and New Zealand to be held at Southampton this afternoon. AIR and DD will telecast it live. Japan's Naomi Osaka will not play at Wimbledon this year but will return in time for the Tokyo Olympics. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
The Centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The Child Helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. The Ayush COVID-19 Counselling helpline number is 14443. And MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari yesterday said the government's target is to reduce road accident deaths by 50% by 2024. He was addressing the virtual session on role of corporates in arresting road fatalities organised by FICCI. Mr. Gadkari congratulated FICCI on the announcement of Road Safety Consortium SAFAR and release of a white paper on road safety for the corporate world. The minister emphasized the need for identification of black spot in every state, district and city. He said the World Bank and ADB have already sanctioned a scheme by which the government is allocating 14,000 crore rupees for states, NHAI and other stakeholders to remove black spots. The Election Commission of India has released an atlas on general elections 2019. Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra, along with Election Commissioners Rajiv Kumar and Anup Chandra Pandey, released the atlas. The atlas consists of all the data and statistical figures about the 2019 general election. It has 42 thematic maps and 90 tables depicting various facets of the elections. The atlas provides interesting facts, anecdotes and legal provisions related to the elections. The atlas serves as an informative and illustrative document that brings to light the nuances of the Indian electoral process and empowers readers to analyze trends and changes. More from our correspondent.
17th general elections conducted in 2019 were the largest democratic exercise in history. Election Commission of India set up over 10 lakh polling stations in general election 2019. It witnessed the participation of over 61 crore voters. The atlas brings out salient features such as data of the 23 states and union territories where women voting percentage was more than the male voting percentage. The 2019 general elections witnessed the lowest gender gap in the history of Indian elections. The elector-gender ratio, which has shown a positive trend since 1971, was 926 in the 2019 general elections. Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
The Home Ministry has operationalized the National Helpline 155260 and reporting platform for preventing financial loss due to cyber fraud. The National Helpline and Reporting Platform provides a mechanism for persons cheated in cyber frauds to report such cases to prevent loss of their hard-earned money. The helpline was soft launched on the 1st of April this year. The helpline and its reporting platform has been made operational by the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Centre I4C under the Ministry of Home Affairs with active support and cooperation from the Reserve Bank of India, all major banks, payment banks, wallets and online merchants. Since its soft launch in a short span of 2 months, Helpline 155260 has been able to save more than 1.85 crore rupees of defrauded money from reaching the hands of fraudsters, with Delhi and Rajasthan saving 58 lakh rupees and 53 lakh rupees. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has visited the 300-bed COVID care hospital at Sarusajai in Guwahati today. The hospital has been set by the DRDO. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma accompanied Mr. Singh during his visit. The Defence Minister has appreciated the work of DRDO.
The Indian Coast Guard is on alert as an oil spill has been reported from a Holdia-bound Portuguese flag container ship. It received information from Maritime Rescue Coordination Centre Colombo in the late hours of Wednesday about a mid-sea oil spill about 450 kilometers southeast of Chennai. On further investigation, it was found that a Portuguese flag container ship, MV Devon, on passage from Colombo to Holdia, West Bengal, developed an underwater crack in the fuel tank containing about 120 kilolitres of very low sulfur fuel oil. The crack resulted in spillage of about 10 kilolitres of oil into the sea before preventive action was taken and remaining oil in the tank was transferred to another tank by the ship's crew. The vessel is carrying 10,795 tons of general cargo in 382 containers and manned by 17 crew. The ship is continuing its voyage to Holdia and is likely to reach today. The ICG is in continuous contact with MV Devon and the master has reported that the vessel is stable. Iranians are voting to elect a new president with 4 candidates in the fray. Opinion polls suggest Ibrahim Raisi, who heads the judiciary, is the clear favourite. Former Central Bank Governor Abdul Nasser Himmati is his main rival. Dissidents and some reformists have called for a boycott, saying the barring of several contenders left Mr. Raisi with no serious competition. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei cast his vote early this morning in Tehran and encouraged people to go to the polls.
The final of ICC Test World Cup between India and New Zealand is scheduled to be played today at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Southampton, UK. All India Radio cricket commentary will be available on DD Fresh Dish DTH satellite radio. DD Fresh Dish users can also listen to the live radio cricket commentary by All India Radio across the country. DD Sports Channel 1 will telecast the ICC Test World Cup final. In addition to free Dish DTH radio channels, the radio cricket commentary will be available on All India Radio's FM Rainbow channels, FM local radio stations, digital radio transmitters and additional FM transmitters. The final match will begin 30 minutes before the scheduled time. The match was scheduled to begin at 3:30 p.m. India Standard Time but will now start at 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The BCCI has announced the playing 11 for the inaugural World Test Championship final. With only 36 days to go for the beginning of India's Olympic quest at Tokyo, we focus on India's ace men's boxer in the 69 kg weight category, Vikas Krishnan.
Born on 10th February 1992, Vikas is a veteran fighter with more than a decade's experience at the highest level. As a young person, he discovered the limelight in 2010 successful Junior World Championships gold and a bronze at the Youth Olympics earlier than clinching a senior stage gold at the Asian Games. Hailing from Hisar of Haryana, he added a bronze at the Senior World Championships in 2011 and represented India at the Olympics for the first time in London in 2012. Tokyo can be Vikas' third Summer Games, making him solely the second Indian male boxer to qualify for 3 Olympics after Vijender Singh.
बॉक्सिंग मेरे फादर की एक चॉइस थी कि वो चाहते थे कि मैं स्ट्रॉन्ग बनूं, इसलिए उन्होंने मुझे बॉक्सिंग में डाला था 2001-2002 में। और जब मैं सोचने के लायक हुआ तो जब ये मेरा ड्रीम हो चुका था ताकि मैं कंट्री को रिप्रेजेंट करूं। सुबह शाम मेरे दिमाग में सिर्फ एक यही लाइन है, मुझे ओलंपिक्स जीतना है।
Vikas can be trying to hire his 2016 Rio Games efficiency of reaching the quarter ultimate and lastly clinch the elusive Olympic medal. Diksha Saxena for AIR News, Delhi.
Japan's Naomi Osaka will not play at Wimbledon this year but is planning to return in time for the Tokyo Olympics. The four-time Grand Slam champion will spend time with friends and family. She had also withdrawn from the French Open in May. The world number 2 says she is excited to play in front of her home fans in Tokyo. Wimbledon Championships, the biggest grass court tennis tournament, will be held from Monday, 28th June 2021 to Sunday, 11th July 2021.
Now let us take a look at the weather report and forecast for today. National capital Delhi is having generally cloudy sky with light rain. The maximum temperature will be around 37 degrees Celsius. The minimum was 25 degrees. Mumbai is facing a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The maximum temperature will be 31 degrees Celsius, rising from a lower level of 25 degrees. Kolkata is having a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The city temperature will move from a minimum of 25 degrees Celsius to a maximum of around 27 degrees. Chennai is witnessing a partly cloudy sky. The upper limit of temperature will be 38 degrees Celsius, while the lower limit was 29 degrees. Srinagar is facing a partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards evening or night. The temperature will hover between 14 and 25 degrees Celsius. Jammu is having a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy. Towards evening, the temperature will rise from a minimum of 25 degrees Celsius to a maximum of around 36 degrees. Leh is seeing a generally cloudy sky. The upper limit of temperature will be around 16 from minimum of 9 degrees Celsius. Gilgit is having a partly cloudy sky. Temperature will move from a minimum of 16 to a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, the sky is mostly sunny. The temperature will increase from a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius to a maximum of around 28 degrees. Dehradun is experiencing partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The upper limit of temperature will be around 31 degrees, rising from a minimum of 23 degrees. In Chandigarh, the sky is gently cloudy with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature likely to rise up to 35 degrees Celsius from 27 degrees. In Hyderabad, generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will fluctuate between 23 to 32 degrees Celsius. Ahmedabad is having a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The maximum temperature will be around 37 degrees, while the minimum was 27 degrees. Patna is witnessing a generally cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder or lightning. Temperature will move from 25 to 34 degrees Celsius. In Guwahati, sky is generally cloudy with moderate rain. The maximum temperature will be nearly 30 degrees Celsius, while the minimum was 24 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches customized crash course program for COVID-19 frontline workers. 1 lakh COVID warriors to be trained in 6 customized job roles in 2 to 3 months. Government is committed to provide COVID-19 vaccine to everyone free of cost, says Prime Minister. Vaccination coverage to be expanded from 21st June. National COVID-19 recovery rate increases to 96.03%. Daily recoveries outnumber new cases for the 36th consecutive day. Over 26.89 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far. In Jharkhand, Delta plus variant of coronavirus found in several patients. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of tuberculosis-free India will be achieved by 2025. Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari says government aims to reduce road accident deaths by 50% by 2024. Iranians are voting to elect the president today. And in cricket, the inaugural World Test Championship final between India and New Zealand to be held at Southampton has been delayed due to rain. Japan's Naomi Osaka will not play at Wimbledon this year but will return in time for the Tokyo Olympics. And with that, we end the midday news.